Today's Hit Country, Kiss Country 93.7, Gary the Wildman Watson on the phone with the legendary Garth Brooks, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, Garth?
Hey, Gary, I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing well. Where are you calling from?
Just calling from the studio here, getting ready. We'll head up to Canada.
Oh, wow.
Here in a little bit and get ready to finish the run up there.
How are the Canadian fans treating you?
You know what? They're fantastic. There's, you close your eyes, you wouldn't know. As it goes across Canada the same way as it goes across the United States. It's East Coast. There's the Midwesterners and there's the West Coasters, and they're just like us, man. Right now we're right in the middle of farm country, so it's just like all the people I grew up with.
Oh, wow. Well, you're born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, graduated Oklahoma State University in Stillwater with a degree in advertising, of all things. How has that helped with
man, It was the only where I could get into play music because advertising had jingles. I got to tell you what was cool, because I can't read or write music, but what was cool about advertising was it taught you to say everything you needed to say in the shortest amount of time, which is the key to songwriting.
Absolutely.
It was a pretty cool little learning curve for me.
Well, since then, you've done a little work in music. 160 million albums sold worldwide. The best-selling solo artist in the United States. At what point in your young career did you look in the mirror and say, "Oh my God, this is happening. I'm Garth Brooks now"?
Well, never the I'm Garth Brooks now, but I think when your whole goal was to get one of those gold records. Like, man, look at those things; those are cool. And when George Jones hands you your first gold record, and you start crying like a baby, you go, "Hey, this is pretty cool." But I don't know if you ever think that it's enough or you're done or whatever. I think if you wake up in the morning and you're breathing, that you got a job to do. Whatever that is, being a dad, being an artist, whatever it is, go out there and be the best that you can be that day at it.
Sure. I'm a musician myself. I just do it as a hobby because I have this other job to do. But had I become a pro, I know that I would have made it when I was standing on stage and tens of thousands of fans were screaming back to me the words to a song that I recorded, in a studio. What's that like to know that someone somewhere right now is at an open mic night singing "Friends in Low Places"?
Oh man, I gotta tell you, it feels so good. And your phone will go off, and Miss Sherwood will look at me like, "Are you kidding me?" The phone will go off at 3 a.m. Because when you're an artist that has a song like "Friends in Low Places," one of your buddies is karaokeing somewhere on the West Coast at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's horrible, so he's got to send it to you, and it's fantastic, So that's great. Yeah, man, just first time you ever hear yourself on the radio, and don't let anybody kid you, man. There's artists that go, "Oh yeah, I hear myself on the radio all the time." It's always a big deal. Always, even this late in your career, to hear yourself on the radio is super cool.
Well, after touring in front of millions of people, and I can't even estimate how many you've played in front of, but do you ever just want to go back to like the Bluebird at Nashville and play a little acoustic set for like 30 people?
You know what? The number doesn't matter. On this tour, we've been caught. They'll call you up on an on sale and say, "Hey, man, you got enough people to put about 5,000 in a 15,000 seater. You just want to call it, or do you want to open it up for those 5,000? Your answer always is open it up. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if the arena's half full, if there's 10 shows, one show. It doesn't matter, man. It's still all about connecting with those people that are sweet enough to show up and let you have a place to play. And man, if it's the Wynn in Vegas where it's just you and a guitar, or if it's some stadium somewhere, it's awesome, man, to get to strap it on, go out there and do your thing.
And you're known for your big, I guess we could say rock show style shows when you go out and tour. Was there a point in your career when you started touring early, you said, "Hey, I want to bring some of this elements. Why don't we do some pyro? Let's do some big lights. How about a big in the round stage?" I mean, where did that process come from in your touring?
Well, it was all pieces and parts. You grew up in I was a baby in the 70s, and got to see some of the greatest entertainment bands ever, like Queen, Kiss, and then you roll into the 80s where George Strait comes out and you're like, man, that's what I want to do. And then here's this cat, Chris Ledoux, that's kind of connecting all the points. He's as cowboy gets, but hell, he's got a show that can compete with any of these rock people. And you're going, hey, man, this guy's having more fun than anybody else in the whole building. That's what I want to do. So it's pretty cool. The older you get in this business, they go, hey, man, the young guys are doing what you did. They're doing this. And you stop them and go, hey, man, I stole everything I know from Chris Ledoux, and I'm proud of that. So it just keeps getting handed down.
Now, when you go back home and it's relaxed time, maybe you're spending some time with your family, are you still required to bring that guitar to family gatherings and break it out for a couple songs? Because I know I am.
Yeah, you betcha, man, because that's your family, because that was usually the first band, was mom and dad, brothers and sisters. So, shoot, yeah. And what I love is getting to pass the guitar around to your brothers that you grew up listening to, but you don't get to anymore because, life gets, everyone kind of gets pulled apart from each other.
Sure.
So I love it when one of my brothers grabs the guitar and starts singing. I miss my sister so much. She was the most talented one, and she was always the one. Her and mom would always be the one singing all the time. So shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
And is your family musical too? Is that where you got it?
My family is not that musical, but they always sang along and had some songs. I probably played Friends in Low Places about 1 billion times for my family. So thank you for that.
Boy, that's my kind of family, right there.
Is there a family member that you have that just doesn't care that you're a legend, that you're just Colleen's boy? You and Trish are coming over and she's bringing a cobbler. Do you have somebody in your family like that?
Oh, yeah, man. When you're the last, I'm the last of 6 kids. So
none
of my brothers or sisters are impressed with me, man. So no,
you're still the baby.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. And, what was great was, and thank God the people, you got to go home to raise your kids. You got to go home for 16 years and just raise your kids. Well, all the kids around there, my daughter's age, just knew me as Taylor or August or Allie's dad. They had no clue what it did. Their parents might have tried to tell them, but they didn't have any clue. They didn't care. I was the guy that brought snacks for halftime at soccer games, or and I loved that gig. That was the gig to have.
Awesome. Talk with Garth Brooks, coming to the CenturyLink Center on July 30th with Trisha Yearwood, your wife. What's that like, touring with your wife?
Well, we just finished our first duets album ever. We just we're mixing and mastering it now. It's a Christmas album, and I thought touring was personal. Man, you jump in the studio where there's not a lot of space, and there's a lot of opinions, a lot of different ways this song can go. And you really find out a lot about your spouse. And what I found out was she's very focused. And I know you're going to find this strange as a female, but she has her own opinions about things.
No way. Never would have pictured that.
It was a very eye-opening experience, and it was a dream to work with her.
Do you ever have any arguments like before you go on stage?
Oh, we'd have arguments in the studio, and then we'd get that figured out, leave the studio, get on the plane, go to the gig, and have arguments there.
Well, you're a married couple. It comes with the territory, I guess.
Amen. And I am a lucky man, trust me, because this
yes,
woman, if people say she cooks and sings so good, trust me, she argues better than both of those things.
Well, we are so very excited to see your show on July 30th. What can we expect? Is it going to be the big Garth Brooks show that we're hoping for?
Yeah, this is what we call the freak show, man. This is something I've been waiting to get back to forever. I can't believe that God and the people have let us tour again. And we're just bringing everything. Stupid number of trucks, stupid number of lights. It's so fun. And there's so much stuff going on. You got to see it like 3 or 4 times to catch everything. It's just mass chaos at high volume, and it's so much fun.
Sounds like my kind of show. We are so very excited to see this thing. And, the last time you played here 19 years ago, tickets sold out in about 6 minutes. So tickets go on sale tomorrow. So we're hoping maybe that if they do sell out, there might be another date, maybe?
You know what, man? The last thing you want to do is invite me for supper, because I'll eat you out of house and home. I tell you, if you guys want us to stay, we'll stay and play. Because we're so excited to even get the chance to play. And the fact that it's going to be here is going to be stupid nuts, because Bossier and that whole area down there. There's no other place like it. So, and think about a show when Friends in Low Places isn't going to be the biggest song of the night at a Garth show. This is going to be scary when they pull out Call 'em Baton Rouge and all this stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we will keep a plate of crawfish ready for you. And we're looking forward to your show, and it sounds like everyone in the stadium is going to get their money's worth.
Well, Gary, thank you. I hope when they leave, they feel that way, because I can't thank you enough for just the chance of getting to play. From the first of the career to now, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you, and thanks for today.
Thank you so very much. Garth Brooks, ladies and gentlemen.